be now doing our spoiler.
Oh, that's right.
Of Justice League. And so I am Brian Sin, Mr. Malorian, and with me is...
Go ahead.
Jeff.
Crickets. Crickets sound right at that point.
My name is Jeff.
and
Curtis. El Capitan. Soy Capitan.
And so hopefully you've already seen our non-spoiler review and know that, one
now,
of us...
now the gloves are off.
Yeah, now the gloves are off.
Yeah.
And we're going to really get into this one, and it should be fun. Because of that, let's just quickly go over our sponsors. We want to be thanking Ollie's Pizza here in Fort Saskatchewan. Best pizza out there. Unfortunately, this is their last week, so they're going to be done now. So if any chance, in like a couple of days after this comes out there, race to Fort Saskatchewan, get some Meat Lovers Pizza, because it is amazing. We also want to thank the Canadian Brew House. Man, they have locations all over the place. If you can go there, they got TVs everywhere, all sorts of beers there, appetizers, anything you're trying to do, where you want to just relax, watch a game, talk about the movie, that's a great place to be. Although right now, this is the place to be, because we are ready to rip into this movie. So,
Review the movie.
yeah, spoilers.
Potato.
Jeff, what did you like about this movie?
What I like this movie, that it was done well. It had it had story. It brought the team together. You got to see the Justice League on film, man. Like, come on, like there's a star right there just for that. Seeing granted we didn't get the Martian Manhunter, we didn't have the Green Arrow or Green Lantern, but you know what?
We had Green Lantern.
Well, yes, there was a quick little scene with a Green Lantern, not the Green Lantern, in my opinion, but a Green Lantern.
He even died, so...
Yeah, you got to see him on the film. It still had grit, and it had kind of like a good story to it, but it still also had the light parts, made some comic relief, which I think some of the other movies were missing a little bit. And it was just like the action scene. I liked the movie. It was just a well movie. The storyline was good. The bad guy was good. The heroes were good. The acting was good. Like I got not much to say. Like I really liked it. Like it's really good.
What do you think your favorite scene was from the movie?
Oh, nice.
You know what? I think my favorite scene might have been the fight with the short fight with Superman.
Yeah,
I think that was done really well. And I think it was really good, and I enjoyed that. Yeah.
All to you, sir. What did you like about this one?
Although I kind of wish when they did, when Lois Lane came in to calm him down, I was like, the sun's getting real low.
That would have been good.
I mean, I thought you were going to go and say a lot more things, but...
Well, I could.
Please do.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it starts off, you got the... Good. A little bit of a complaint, not really a complaint. They did slam the origin stories at you. So, unless you're a DC fan like me and you know Arthur Curry's background and how he was raised and what his bloodlines are, they kind of just glanced over that in 2 lines. But as for me personally, I'm not saying for people that aren't DC fanboys, I didn't mind that because I know the story. But so they get through the origin stories, and then you find out about the mother boxes and the story behind the mother boxes, and they will transform the world once they're put together and form the unity. And then they flash back to this big battle: the Amazonians, the Atlanteans, the tribes of men, they called it.
We'll call that the Lord of the Rings scene.
Yeah. I'll give you the Lord of the Rings scene. I'll give you that. But they had, like you said, they had old gods. They had Zeus. I think Hercules was in there, and they had the Green Lantern. A couple of Green Lanterns were in there. They were fighting. So I really liked those cameos.
You felt like that was jarring as well. There's hey, and here are gods.
Yeah,
I found that
the old
jarring
gods,
as well.
the old
They could
gods.
made that happen.
Yeah, well, it's in the Wonder Woman story quite a bit. And I
Yeah.
actually heard that Hercules is supposed to be the next Wonder Woman movie.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's true or confirmed, but I heard it's a possibility.
Will be Dwayne The Rock Johnson again?
Awesome, God, I hope not. Even though Rock's awesome. Yeah, but
not in everything.
Almost everything. But yeah, so that battle scene, the Lord of the Rings battle scene, was really good. It was awesome, and like I said, I've probably said it in previous podcasts when we talk about DC and the Justice League. I've said all along that, and he kind of really doesn't like the fact that a lot of people don't realize Wonder Woman is freaking powerful. It is widely discussed in the comic book lore, that she is probably the only person in the galaxy that can take out Superman. Like, she is that powerful. And none people realize. Everyone talks about Batman and Superman, but Wonder Woman's a badass. And I really enjoyed, like, the last Wonder Woman movie was awesome. I just didn't like the fact it was World War I. So I was, like, super pumped to see her in our day now kicking ass. And the fight, the bank robbery scene or whatever, the hostage, like, oh,
Just making them talk there?
yeah.
Or when Aquaman sits on the rope as well, or whatever happened there. I don't understand how the rope got on him, if the Flash did it or what.
Oh, that was in the Batcave, yeah. I don't know. I think he just accidentally sat on it.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, so let me ask then. With Superman, his power becomes greater the closer to the yellow sun.
Yeah, he soaks up the yellow radiation.
Okay, so if he were to take her into space closer to the sun, could he beat her then?
Yes.
All right, there you go. So then,
But if Goku...
I'm just asking because if she can beat him, is there a way?
I didn't say that she can. A lot of people think that she is the closest. She could, like, out of anyone out there, she'd have the best shot at doing it.
And then all the magic people.
Yeah, you're right. Superman has issues with that.
Anyway, getting back into this movie. Anything else you want to say for the good?
Wonder Woman, I think, stole the show again. In my opinion, I think she's just phenomenal. Gal Gadot's gorgeous. I think her character, I love the Wonder Woman character. I've always loved the Wonder Woman character. I think she does a good job playing her. Like I said, Flash, not Idris Elba, Ezra Miller.
Idris Elba would be pretty cool. You're just like, yeah, I like him.
He did a good job. Not Barry Allen I'm used to. I think I've been subjected to the Grant Gustin of the Arrowverse Flash too much, but he did a great job. Good comedic relief. Very facial expressions. So he was very good. It's the eye movements. And
Yeah.
He was good, and he was comic relief. I liked him. His there were some good moments. Like I said, I know Curtis got a problem. Jason Momoa playing Aquaman. It took me a little while to get used to the way he was portrayed.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's the only line. Don't talk, just make noises.
Yeah.
Me understand. Woohoo!
Should have like a big cowboy hat on.
But no, just
Riding
the fact
the
that he
ball.
was kind of like, it wasn't not the whole woohoo thing. Just he was, like I said, I'm just used to I haven't read that much Aquaman, but I mean he's regal, he's royal, and he speaks like a royal. Like when you read him, so
having a guy who's a complete fruit do this, and I don't mean fruit that way, just like and you're like,
he was different, but I liked it. It just
but
took me a while to get
again,
to.
he had 10 lines in this movie, and I'm sure that those lines probably were like, okay, scene B, take 58. We just need you to say one line.
Well,
Me like you.
this is also
Okay?
a show with a lot of superheroes. You can only have so many lines each. Like, how many things did Wonder Woman say, right?
She said a lot. Ezra Miller said a lot.
You had to count
Cyborg
something
said a
around.
lot. Cyborg said a lot. And they were just kind of maybe going, look, out of all you, we're going to pay you the same amount. You just don't talk. Why? Because you don't come off. You don't come off as a living human
I think
being.
he's just fine. I was a big Jason Momoa fan. I watched all the Stargate episodes, all the seasons, like whether it's the original Stargate, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Continuum. I watched all of them, and he was a main player in Stargate Atlantis. That's where he got started. I thought he was good in that.
All right. So that's a lot of good stuff. So I'll just kind of like throw in a few extra pieces on top of that. I had liked how, whereas some of the previous ones, say like the Batman versus Superman, they're making things a lot more grim and dark. I found that they did a great job here of lightening things up. Batman was lighter. Of course, you got a lot of things thrown there with the Flash that we talked about, where whenever things got a little bit too serious, they just like go to him and make a face.
But it wasn't overkill like the
No.
Marvel movies lately, where everything's a one-liner. Like, come on. A Marvel movie, you can't go 2 seconds without a one-liner. It's just overkill. But this was good balance, in my opinion.
Yeah, or like, there's the end there where they eventually rip apart the what is it, box? The mother boxes.
box, yeah.
And, then Cyborg and Superman are kind of like joking with each other type thing. Like, it was nice to have that lightness in there, and not just always just the brooding and serious from everybody.
I'll agree with you.
And I mean, the battle scenes, I'll agree that the fight with Superman was my favorite there. And just, every time they fought, oh, now I can't remember his name, the main bad guy. Steppenwolf, even though the CGI for him was a little bit off, I like those scenes there where he's like constantly trying to fight off Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and then others would fly in. Of course, like in every show, Cyborg gets ripped apart because he's the only one that can be. But yeah, I don't know how much more I want to say because you covered it pretty good. But how about you, Curtis? Spoilers. What did you like about this movie?
Well, okay, let me ask you: how good is a movie that a sub fight, not against the big boss, is better than the big boss fight?
I don't know if it was
That's
better. I
a little
enjoyed
shady.
it. I don't think it was better. I enjoyed it just because it had some kind of like not comic relief, but it had some good moments. Like in this Battle of Superman when he had like both Aquaman and Wonder Woman holding him, and then Flash was going to try and sneak up from behind.
Oh, yeah.
And while in the Speed Force, Barry is running, but then he sees Superman's gaze turned to him. He's like, "What the?"
Yeah, he's fast.
That was a good scene. That's what I like. It wasn't the fact that the battle only lasted like 2 minutes, if that. It was pretty quick.
The battle with the end guy didn't really last so
Ah,
long.
that's
They were
pretty good.
fighting everything else.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It wasn't just him. It was him and all the parademons, and I think it was a good battle scene.
How about this, Curtis? I'll set you up for this one. For the good of this movie, did you like this portion of Batman versus Superman as opposed to the Batman versus Superman fight from the actual title?
Yeah, but Batman beat Superman. So it's kind of like... we talked about this. Well, you mentioned it. Wonder Woman's one of the only people that can beat him. Well, Batman can. He has no superpower. He just knows his weaknesses.
You got to be careful what I say. Don't put words in my mouth.
You said that
she could beat him in hand-to-hand, straight-up combat.
So could Bruce Wayne. He just knows how to weaken the person to bring him down.
With
his level.
kryptonite and time to prepare, Batman could... Actually, here's another thing, a little kudo to Wonder Woman. I think it's been said, and even in a comic book, can't remember which one, Doom maybe? He actually said he has a contingency to take down any member of the Justice League if he needs to, except Wonder Woman.
Now, did this
He
bug
has
you?
no idea how to beat Wonder Woman.
Now, his contingency in this one here, where he went and had Lois Lane show up, and that was his contingency. Did you find that was actually kind of like a letdown? And you didn't also have some kryptonite also there?
I don't know if it was a letdown. I was thinking actually...
It was the cheap way out.
It wasn't the cheap way. It was the show. It was the proof that he's not the same Bruce Wayne from Batman vs. Superman. Because if it was the same Batman, it would be kryptonite. It'd be a kryptonite ring or iron, whatever, brass knuckles made out of kryptonite. It would be something like that if it was the Bruce Wayne from Batman vs. Superman. But this Bruce Wayne is so wrought with guilt from the death of Superman. Like he's generally changed, and now he doesn't think of violence first all the time. He'll think of to go after a guy's heart instead of his fist.
Maybe. I still kind of wish that, someone's like, oh man, I'm glad that works. Like, yes, me too. And like kind of text that kryptonite back.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool thing. Yeah.
Alright, since we're like on the verge of the bad, let's pass it over to you, Jeff. What did you not like about this movie?
There wasn't a lot I didn't like. I don't think there was anything I hated. There were a couple of things, like I said, I alluded to earlier, that kind of just got me annoyed a little bit, or thinking. Like, for one, I'm a big Arrowverse fan, the TV series on CW, Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, and DC Legends of Tomorrow. Soon coming out with Black Lightning too. So I've really watched those shows. I've gotten used to those characters. And I've really gotten used to the Barry Allen that Grant Gustin plays in the Arrowverse, as well as the Barry Allen you see on the Warner Brother animated movies, and in a lot of the... I don't read The Flash, so I'm not a Flash expert, but I have read The Flash a lot of times in Justice League. And the Flash, Barry Allen, he is wisecracking. He'll give the odd joke, and he won't be serious all the time. But he's a smart guy. He's a scientist. He works in the crime lab, and he could work in anywhere else, but he took that job in the crime lab because he wants to prove his dad's innocence. Like, he could be working at Star Labs or anywhere else. He's that smart. But this movie kind of made him out to be like a dimwit, like klutz. And
I really didn't like that. Like, which way's east? Like, that's like, really, you're gonna go that far with it?
Yeah, and that bugged me. I won't say it just bothered me just because that's not Barry Allen. But it was comedic relief. Mm-hmm. It was funny. It brought comedy to the movie, which you need nowadays, unfortunately. But that was an issue, and like I said, I alluded to not the fact that Jason Momoa didn't do a fine job. I think he did okay. It's just like I said, Arthur Curry, Aquaman, he's the king of Atlantis. And obviously it looks like the timeline in this show, in this movie, he hasn't really taken the throne of Atlantis yet. So maybe this might be some of his demeanor. Like the Arthur Curry I'm used to seeing and reading is very regal, very royal, very proper. Like he presents himself like royalty, where this
guy was like a guy who lived in a van.
Well, you've already seen the Throne of Atlantis, the animated show, right?
Yeah.
I kind of felt like maybe that's the direction.
Yeah, and I think that's too. That's exactly what it looks like. And so I can see that maybe that's why he's portrayed the way he is, but just wasn't what I was used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once I got used to it, I think he was fine. I think he also had some good comedic moments, like you mentioned too, when he was accidentally sitting on Diana's lasso and started being honest with himself and everybody else. That was a pretty good time.
So who wins in a race? Flash or Superman?
Flash.
Yeah? Why is Superman flying when it's a race? I thought they both ran.
Superman cheats sometimes.
Does he?
Well, he needs to win.
I think
So he doesn't win.
No, he doesn't. Flash, but the thing is, Flash can run through time. He's so fast.
And maybe that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like right now, this is early with him.
Yeah.
He hasn't developed that
You're
skill
right.
set.
Yeah, so maybe now Superman wins. But as Flash...
Didn't the Flash come back in one of his previous movies where he was telling him the key is
Yeah,
I
so
actually
maybe the
thought that
Flash
was
one.
going to happen. No, so he was talking about the dream sequence in Batman vs Superman where the Flash came
But
back.
they'll probably do
from
that
time.
Flashpoint when they
Maybe
get to that point.
yeah. But I actually thought that was going to happen in this movie. But it didn't. But
It's Martha. She's dead. She's dead.
But I mean, like with the Flash, I mean, maybe that's a whole thing when they're trying to develop him. Where right now he was kind of like the dumb kid, but now that he has a job, and the next one he'll start being a lot smarter, not a dope type thing, right?
No.
Anything else bad you want to say, Jeff?
sorry, I'm eating. I'm trying to be smart while eating.
I caught you at the wrong time.
It's okay.
No, we're here. Like, I was a little worried because I was so happy, and we were just talking about it in the credits. Like, I'm so glad they didn't have Lex Luthor in this movie because he was one of the only things I didn't like about Batman vs Superman. But sure enough, in the post-credit scene, he shows up. But he wasn't that bad. He wasn't annoying. And plus,
I still don't like him as Lex Luthor.
Deathstroke.
Yeah. And it seems like they developed him, right? At first he was a crazy, wacky guy, and now he seems more serious. So I think they're trying to do that
maybe that
development.
could be it.
So what happened with the guy that was in the jail laughing? I thought it was the Joker. A Joker.
No, it was
stage.
just some old guy that they got him to change.
And I think that's in one of the animated ones as well, where he escapes. And
Yeah,
there's
so
a-
some guy, yeah.
So these are
So it's not anything to
No,
Joker.
nobody important.
So Joker is not in this.
No.
He's dead? Like
No,
long
no,
time dead, or-
he's in the next. He's being cast for a movie coming up. He's in one of the.
And it's not Jared Leto?
It is Jared
It
Leto.
still is, yeah.
Ah, my God! Really? Like,
All right. Focus.
no!
So
he's
my
horrible,
bad.
Joker.
My bad is-
Signs of Gotham. That's what it's supposed to be.
So, part of the things I didn't like about this is, again, part of the way they kind of showed some of the characters. We talked about some of them already. Although I really liked Wonder Woman in this one, I really hated that first fight scene for her. Where I was like, are they trying to make her the Flash? Or it's like, and that seemed really, really out of place. That's where I think, like, when we're saying the non-spoiler about the weird flow in it, that's where we kind of jumped from story to story and had some weird things like that. It just really didn't fit in. Did you find as well that the whole way that they brought Superman back was also kind of a letdown? I was really hoping that when we saw in the last one where like the dirt's rising, it turned out he's still alive or something, but instead it's like, oh yeah, we have this thing, it turns out brings things back to life, Superman's alive. Like, I really felt that was kind of like a cheap way of doing it.
I don't know if it's cheap. Maybe they just had to do something different. I'm trying to remember how he came back to life. Actually, and I still think they kind of go on this way. If you go into it, he never died. He's not dead. He was never dead. And I think
There are 4 guys that came back after he died with Doomsday, right? There's 4.
well, his essence split up into 4, and you had
his essence.
Yeah. Anyways, but when he came back, I can't remember. I actually read the comic when he came out. I cannot remember exactly what brought him back. But it turns out in that comic book you find out, and I'm sure, and that's why my thing with the rocks rising in this post-credit scene too. He was never dead. So the Kryptonian body shut down to heal himself. That's why when he bust out of the coffin or whatever, the resurrection chamber. He didn't have a giant hole in his chest because that's where he got stabbed.
Yeah.
And because the body was healing itself all this time, he was in a catatonic meditative state, and his body was shut down and it was slowly healing itself. Now I'm sure if people knew that he wasn't dead and they didn't have him underground and had him in the sun, it would have taken a lot sooner. And maybe that's why it also needed a jolt of Mother Box energy to wake him up. That's my explanation.
And I mean, in the trailers, they showed the thing where Alfred's saying, like, oh, Batman said you'd be coming here, you're needed right away type thing, whatever he says. But I thought, like, that's going to be it. Like, he was going to rise up and save them in the end. And it says this boom, boom, bring him back to life. And even the fact there where he was kind of wanting to fight them, because at first it was like, okay, he's brought back to life, he's confused or something, going off instinct. And then when he started talking, he's talking about how he's actually, like, upset with Batman. And, like, he won't let me live, he won't let me die. What I wish they would have done with this is actually have, like, Steppenwolf or one of the parademons through whatever thing they're trying to do, converting up the land, they brought him back to life, and he was like an evil, almost like parademon type thing for a while, and they had to bring him something like that. It just seemed that...
Well, I don't like the idea of trying to being into a parademon or something, but I do like the idea of maybe when maybe they could have done was when the Mother Boxes came together to join the Unity, a burst of energy let loose, and that woke him up.
Sure, yeah.
That would be good. But like I said, I don't think it was a cheap out. I think it was it was a story about morality, and it shows like still how Bruce Wayne is wrestling with his own guilt of what happened, and that he's the only one up to the very end. At first, Aquaman kind of agreed with him, but Wonder Woman didn't want him to bring him back. Like, there was, and Flash didn't like the idea either. And even at the end, even I was like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, and especially like when they brought him back so early on, it almost kind of like brought down the end fight, because it's like, well, we've already brought the most powerful thing. We already have our big gun, right?
Yeah, but I don't think, and you talked about this earlier, Steppenwolf is freaking powerful, man. Like, honestly, as powerful as Wonder Woman is, and I actually say as powerful as Superman is, I didn't like, if you want something I didn't like, as powerful as Superman is, they made him too powerful.
You just slapping him around like he was nothing.
Steppenwolf can give him a good fight. I think Superman would eventually beat him, but Steppenwolf would not be thrown around that easily.
Yeah.
And
if we talk about the real Steppenwolf, the band from the 70s, Superman's not going to beat him. Beat them. What are we at? Oh my God!
Yeah. So there's other things I would say, but I'm going to pass it over to you, Curtis, due to time.
Well, I think this might go a little bit longer, so
do we come back after?
We'll do a quick break and we'll come back. All right, we're back.
We are back, and it is time to now touch on Batman. I'm really interested in what you're going to say.
I haven't said any of my spats.
Well, no, I didn't get to finish. Yeah. That's all. I'll just want to pass it over to you. So, one of my other issues, we talked about how I thought like Wonder Woman's fight and stuff, but the character of Batman really bugged me in this movie, because it seemed like you were saying how it bugged you that with the Flash that he was kind of like a doddering kind of fool type thing, but I almost got the same thing from Batman, where going through this, where he's supposed to be the tactician, he's the brains behind it, but he was always the one kind of making the mistakes. Where it was Wonder Woman who said to bring out Lois Lane, they're saying like, you're just an asshole, be quiet. Cyborg did all the calculations.
I don't think Wonder Woman never told her to bring out Lois Lane.
Well, that's what he said.
He said it's something she said that made him think that way.
Yeah, but so just to kind of finish this thing here, like through the movie, he's basically just being beaten up, right? Like the parademons beat him up type thing, and then at the end of it, everything he might try and do, other people are doing better. Other people have better ideas. They're really showing how Cyborg is like the brilliant genius. And then when it comes even to his gadgets, Cyborg gets into it and he's running it better than him. And I know they're trying to show like this is a Batman that's gone through everything. He's older. He's like, oh, my back hurts and I'm getting too old for this type thing. But it's just that character almost seems like, are they going to phase him out? Because they're really making him seem like the old man that follows around the team, and is almost a liability at this point.
Well, let's be honest here, okay? I am a big Batman fan, a huge Batman fan. I'll defend him to the end of the earth. But and he said it right in the beginning. This is not the same world he's fought in for the last 20 years. It's a different world, different bad guys, different like things he's never fought before. So. Yeah, it's not like him going against a Joker and a Penguin and beating these guys, but he's still kind of a tactician because he did put plans together, and admit it, he is a man among gods, and it takes a man like Batman still to be able to keep up with those gods. Mm-hmm. So the only Batman can do that, in my opinion. Now that being said, he is old. This is 20 years playing Batman. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're going to phase him out. I think Ben Affleck is talking about quitting, and they're talking about Jake Gyllenhaal coming in to take his place. Oh, no. Anyways, that's a different discussion.
What is going on? Just go back to the other Batman from 2 movies ago. Go, look, you were good. Just come on in.
But I like I said, I don't think it was too bad. I think it did. It still showed his technicians. He put the plan together to go against the Bat. He did have the plan, but it got changed because his plan was to sacrifice himself. But
I made a plan. Your plan's stupid. Oh, okay.
Well, it was a good plan. It was going to work. He just would have died doing it.
I'm going to kill myself. You guys save the day. How about we save the day together?
Yeah. Okay. It almost didn't work. Good thing Superman showed up.
So, okay, maybe I'll stop that there. I mean, I'd be interested if maybe they are doing this to phase them out and then bringing in Batgirl or something like that to kind of replace that kind of spot.
She's long paralyzed.
But I don't know.
No, she's okay now. She's back.
So
Curtis, 20 years later, she comes back.
Well, yeah, there's a medical procedure. She gets some kind of chip put in her spine or something. She's back.
Oh, yeah, of course. Chips and spines. I heard that works.
So, I'm going to pass it on to you, Curtis. What did you not like about this movie?
I'm not liking the conversation because what the hell's going on? There's always, there's this, for everything we bring up, you're like, no. You see, and you know it's true. You're like, no, it's not like that. Diana, she could fight everybody and, on a Barca lounger, and she's good. It's like, then, again, why have the Justice League? If she's that crazy, just her. Even Superman.
Her and Superman. Do everything.
Yeah, you guys go do this.
You're right. Here, you are 100% right. They could take on any threat in the world, but they can't be in 2 places at once.
You say the same thing for Avengers for like Vision, right?
Yeah.
Vision's basically invincible and can do whatever he wants. Why do you need anybody else?
Or Hulk. I mean, like Hulk's unbeatable.
Yeah.
Hulk is the Superman of
He'll just destroy everything.
Wait till you watch the next Thor, because he's not unbeatable. he can be stopped. Or hey, Iron Man stopped him.
Slowed him down.
Yeah, well, enough. And
Slowed him down.
Go to sleep.
That was the best. Yeah, that was pretty good. I just so Superman and her. Yeah, okay, so they can't be in the same place at the same time. I understand. Now you've got Alfred and Batman, who can see pretty much anywhere in the world. With Cyborg's help, they could see anything in the world, probably. The Flash could go and be a deterrent or something.
So you just exactly said why they make a good team. You got the muscle, Superman and Wonder Woman. You got the brains, Cyborg and Bruce, and you got the.
Yeah. So why do you need Aquaboy? What? Hey, we need some tuna. Sure. Can you bring some tuna?
Everyone got a diss on Aquaman.
Because his superpower is the ability to talk to a dolphin.
It's not. No, it's not.
Hey, what's up, Steve?
He has super strength. He is very tough. His skin is very tough.
He's like a minor version of Superman.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that's exactly what. He's just a little bit lesser than Superman. Other than that, he can kick some ass.
So you take Superman, you take away his ability to fly and his laser eyes, and you say like, you could talk to fish as well. Like so he's still a badass without like the silly fish thing.
Okay, sure. I didn't think the story was there was holes and just too many ups and downs. Yeah. I get it.
There was ups and downs, and not fast forwarded, but they quickly glazed over some. Yeah. But everything was covered. It was just very.
Do you want to know the proper
covered.
way to glaze over something?
Dream sequence.
Hey, Spider-Man, what made you like this? That's a long story. Thank you. That's all we needed to know. The long story. Thank you. We're good. This is like not too many people know Aquaman. Yeah, he's a guy who talks to fishes, lives in the sea, and he's kind of a little So that's it. And the people were like, "Oh, yeah, that's great." Cyborg, he played football. He got hit by a car accident, whatever. I thought it was an explosion, he said, but car accident. His dad put a bunch of cybernetic parts on him, dipped him in the Lazarus pool, did a bunch of other stuff, and it's like
they tried to bring him back with cybernetic implants, didn't work, but then the death of Superman caused the mother boxes to ignite, which it's happened to be in the same lab as the cyborg experiment, and which ignited, and they kind of melted together. So his cybernetic implants are melded with the same technology of the mother box.
So here's the part of the story that I kind of had a problem with. So the whole idea with this is that 5,000 years in the past, we had these mother boxes that come, the big Lord of the Rings fight, and then in order to make sure this doesn't happen again, they split them up and they put them into 3 different sides of the planet type thing. So if they ever come back, they have to find them all. And it's like, okay, well, things are hidden. We buried it down in the ground for the one, and it's in Atlantis. It's also in Themyscira. But in the end at the end of this, it doesn't even matter because they just teleport straight to the box, right?
Yeah.
The one there at Themyscira, so it's like, I'm here, thanks for your box, gone. The one in Atlantis, here I am, I got your box, gone. Like, I wish they would have done that because it kind of undoes everything that the good guys are trying to do. You might as well just keep them all together and just be there to protect
but they
them.
didn't know that. They thought their protection would have been good enough. They didn't know they were that useless.
Well, then I wish they would have been more vocal with it. Like, oh my god, they teleport here, whereas they almost seemed like they expected it, right?
I didn't get that. I don't think they expected it. They were, like I said, I think they were surprised first when even the mother box started acting up. And they, like in Themyscira, they had like half the Amazonian army with arrows and spears pointing at it.
and they still got their asses handed to them.
Yes, they did.
Great fighters. Yeah, well, this guy's a god. Well,
Steppenwolf.
Yeah, come on.
You know?
But I mean, so, and then I don't understand what's supposed to happen with that last one. So, teleport in, steal, and then for some reason, the last one's not activated until Flash comes in.
It was it was encased. So maybe the radiation it was being held in. They didn't know, and Steppenwolf couldn't find it, couldn't sense it. That's a possibility.
Said that though, right? Like if this was like, there's some whatever science thing that's containing it. Okay, cool. But it just the way
it could also be the fact that they knew all along where the other 2 minute boxes were. It wasn't radiation. They knew because one was sent to the Themyscira, one was sent to Atlantis. And it was like there's
I know where Atlantis
there's
is
there's wall paintings of it. So obviously the knowledge has been out there, and people that have been around long enough know where they are. It's no secret. They know where those 2 are. Everybody knows that 2 are that's still alive or knows what happened back then.
Mysterious Island nobody can get to, and Atlantis.
Yes.
Yeah, I know those places. I visit. Actually, that's where we're going for Christmas.
Yeah, but I'm sure like one of the old gods, I don't know if he is an old god or not, but Steppenwolf, who he knows those places. He's not like of Earth. He's not like a human being.
He heard his music played in the 70s and he went,
and so
hey.
One of the good things that Chris said about this was that it wasn't as long as the last one, and maybe in the extended version this is there. But I mean, like another thing that just irks me about one of the endings too is that where Clark Kent is now back alive. It's like, well, but he was supposed to be dead, and I was some story.
Actually, I thought about that one in the movie too. I'm like, how are they going to explain Clark Kent is back?
Yeah.
How are they Superman's easy to explain his comeback. He's an alien, and he just always say like.
He went on an extended vacation.
No, I just say, I'm back. I was never dead. That's easy to explain. Well, you're Superman, you're coming back from the dead. Because you're an all-powerful alien. But you're right. When Clark Kent was dead, and all of a sudden Clark Kent's back, at the same time Superman mysteriously revives.
And I just would have taken a short little thing, just a one little blurb from Batman saying, oh, and I got all your papers, whatever, right? I wish there's something would be there to explain those little plot points. I didn't feel like it really killed the movie for me. I still really liked it.
Yeah, I agreed. I thought of that too. When that near the end, I'm like, are they going to explain that?
Yeah. So what else you got? What else do you have that enraged you?
Dee Dee, did you like it? No, I mean, no. Dee Dee didn't like it. I'm going to put it down. I was just waiting for that. All right, come here, Pappos. Okay.
And he wants the pizza.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, of course, everyone wants all these
Come on.
pizza.
Oh, well, yeah. Come here. Come here. Come down here and I'll give you a little piece. Here. All right.
Other than that, actually, I think, what do you think of Steppenwolf? I like Steppenwolf. The CGI wasn't that bad. I know I was browsing around the internet a little bit this afternoon, and some people were still not liking the CGI of Steppenwolf. I thought it was pretty good, and I think he's portrayed, he except getting tossed around like a rag doll by Superman at the end, I think he was portrayed as a pretty badass. Like the axe was.
And this is
really
why, again,
badass.
how can Wonder Woman beat Superman or even give him a
Well,
fight?
like I said,
Because it's like they couldn't do anything to him. Him and Fork guy could do nothing to this guy except annoy him.
yeah.
And then Super comes in, punches him once, the fight's over.
So
And you're like,
I could have a hard time defending that. The fact, so the fight with Superman, I can easily say that obviously Diana wasn't giving her all. No, it's true.
No,
She's
wasn't.
holding back. She doesn't want to hurt Superman. She's holding back. That's one defense. But like I said, I don't have a defense. They made Superman too powerful in the last fight. Like Superman can definitely beat Steppenwolf, but not that easily.
Do you think having Superman come back this early was a mistake? Do you think it would be better to have him be dead for at least one full movie so that the Justice League could actually develop and be useful?
Don't think maybe.
well, how are they going to beat Steppenwolf?
Yeah, well, you know what? Honestly, I think they can beat Steppenwolf without Superman. But
How about the way that he actually died? Did that bug you too? That like now he's scared and the parody was.
That was. I won't say it really bothered me that much, but yeah, it could have been different.
I thought like it was gonna be like Cyborg was gonna like send him away with the mother box, right? Something like that. But it's like, oh, do you smell that? It's just, he's scared now. It's just like,
So
oh.
I would have kind of liked to see like maybe like as he starts getting hurt, like he got stabbed with the trident.
Yeah.
And I would like to see like maybe like then Wonder Woman comes up and gives him a good stab with the sword, and he's staggering, and he's not dead, but he's staggering. Then all of a sudden, Boom Tube opens up, and he gets sucked away because it's probably Darkseid taking him back because he failed and he's going to be exiled again.
And then you could do something where like if you look at the picture just right, you can see like Darkseid, like a little
Yeah,
Easter
that would
egg
be
there, right?
better. That would be the better way to do it. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a minor thing to complain about, in my opinion.
Yeah. You know us. We'll go after the most minor of things.
I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
Why isn't Magneto in the Avengers movie? Because he would be the only one that could defeat Thanos.
Magneto's not in the Avengers movie because he's not owned by Marvel.
No.
Not yet.
So when he would be the guy that could beat Thanos in like seconds. Because he just takes the glove off his hand and it's like, hey, look what I got!
Yeah,
I've got a glove to wipe out everybody now.
But he still have to take it off the hand.
Well, he just pulls it off with
But
Magneto.
what if he doesn't let him take it off?
He would tear it off of his.
What if he
Thanos
uses
is
any
pretty
one of the
strong.
gems to kill him in any number of
exactly.
ways?
I'm just saying though, it's like, hey, I'm a Holocaust survivor. Okay, we don't want to fight you. Psych! Got the glove, hey! But
That's like saying, why doesn't Superman just use his heat vision on everybody and kill him?
yes, again,
Because you need fucking stories.
no.
You need to make a movie.
So then have it so that I can't use my heat vision all the time because it hurts my eyeballs.
It's like,
Like,
saying,
something-
why in horror movies do you go check on that noise?
That's because you had too much drugs or the high from having sex. It was a noise.
Or are we more concerned that now there's two members of the Justice League that can reverse time?
Oh yeah, Superman 2.
Here's the other question. If you have Flash running fast to make time go backwards, and Superman's going to make time, does it go back twice as fast?
That's a good question.
Well, you
We
would
went back too far.
Well, yeah, you would.
But it's not really okay. So it's Superman. I'm gonna get real nerdy on you. Superman 2. He reversed the direction of the rotation of the Earth to
So that he can
roll
save,
back
yeah.
time.
Isn't it the first one?
No, second one. Isn't it?
I thought it was the first.
It was the
Yeah.
first one.
It was the first one.
The end, yeah. So he rolled. He flew so fast in the opposite direction of the rotation of the Earth that he started rotating the Earth the opposite way, which would just destroy the Earth. But in the movie world, it reversed time. Flash, when he goes through time, he runs so fast he enters the Speed Force.
Yeah.
And then he busts out of the Speed Force. He doesn't really run through time.
No,
or
no, no,
anything.
no,
So
yeah.
it is a different type of time travel.
Very true. So, maybe we should, because we didn't talk about it too much, and we all were excited by this at the end. Deathstroke at the end, and
He looked good.
and the creation of like, we should make our own league.
Yeah, oh man, I can't
League
believe
of Shadows?
No, not the League of Shadows. What do they call themselves again? Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Yes, Legion of Doom. Yeah, that was cool, but a lot of people in that Legion of Doom that they've never seen in a movie yet.
They just finally got one team together, and now they're going to start forming the next
And there's
one.
only like literally, I can't remember who's in the Legion of Doom. I have to look that up. Like Luthor, obviously.
Mr. Brain Ape, they had to get in there.
Joker.
Joker's not Legion of Doom.
It's too crazy.
Yeah, Joker doesn't do team. He doesn't do.
Who would
teamwork.
win, Joker or Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Goku. Getting back to this. So, were you pretty excited for that and wondering how that's going to go?
I was. Yeah, I'm very excited. Like I said, I think Deathstroke was one of the better villains out there. He's like I said again, Arrowverse fan. Manu Bennett, I think that's his name. He plays Deathstroke in the Arrowverse, and he does a phenomenal job.
That's the guy from Spartacus.
Yes, it is.
How about you? Were you excited with that final scene, or just?
I'm excited that was over. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, Lex Luthor, yeah, congratulations, I'm going to start up your league. Yeah, that's awesome. You're not catching up to Marvel. Sorry. Congratulations.
Namor, he's in the Legion of Doom, I think.
Yeah, and so is Smash and Crush.
Demolition?
There's lots of people in it. There's lots of people in it.
I wanted to see if you remember your 80s wrestling.
That's Hawk and...
Animal.
Yes, that's...
Yeah.
All right. Well, before things go too crazy, maybe we should get to our ratings then. At this
5.
movie. What?
5 what? You had a whole freaking half hour to think about it.
Yeah, well,
This happens every week. Every week.
5 Wonder Woman butts, because you got to see that when she was running. Man, did you notice that in the movie they shot a lot of angles from her underneath?
No, I didn't notice
that.
I did. I was like,
Actually, that's another big, not a big, a little controversy over the film in different directors. So Wonder Woman was directed by Patty Jenkins, female director.
yeah, and it was straight on like.
And the Amazons had body armor, full
Yeah.
body armor, like they were flat. But then this one was directed by Zack Snyder.
And now those new suits.
Yeah, and you go to the Amazons and they have like their
belly showing.
The belly
and,
showing. So yeah, you can tell a little bit of male and female
Well,
perspective.
that's the
there.
thing I noticed right away. It's like they're really showing her ass a lot, and it's like, what? I don't understand what this is doing. Now that you said the director's like, there you go. It
But did
makes
you
sense.
notice that in Batman and Superman as well, that now they have like the abs put into their costume again?
Oh, I didn't notice
I was
that
waiting for
at
the
all.
nipples to be there too.
Oh my god! And then Schwarzenegger's going to be Mr. Freeze, and we're all set.
All right, so you give it 5 bat nipples out of 10. What do you give it, Jeff?
I give it 9.9786. I'm gonna change it to boom tubes. Boom tubes.
And I guess some of you already know that I did like this movie. I think it's good. I didn't think it's as good as Avengers, which we're not going to probably get into. But I'm going to give it 7. The sun's getting real lows. So there you have it. We want to thank you for watching.
I just quick question I want to
Yeah.
know. I'll admit Avengers 1 was good.
Yeah.
Would you say Avengers 2 was better than this?
Yeah, I like Avengers 2 better. Although I'd say Steppenwolf was a better bad guy than Ultron.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have to have the Avengers fight Steppenwolf, and hey, there you go.
And this new Avengers coming out is going to be the be-all and
It's
end.
gonna suck.
Everybody gets killed! Everybody gets killed! What more do you want? You want the bad guy to finally win? Well, the bad guy's going to win in a horrific
Yeah.
shot.
Everyone's gonna get killed, and they're gonna give a one-liner as they die. Watch.
No, he's not. This is not like
So make sure to like this video, share, comment. We want to know what you thought about this video, or this movie rather. So do you agree? Was it a 9 point something something, or a 5 or a 7? Let us know. And otherwise, I guess we'll catch you next week.
Iron Man 1, Doctor Strange, and Civil War. Only good Marvel movies out there.
wow, that is like fighting.
So post up all your hate mail, and we'll pass it on to Jeff.
Yep. Yep.
And we'll catch you later. Bye.
No, sorry, not Civil War. Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was way better. Winter Soldier was probably one of the best Marvel movies.
Civil War.
Civil War
was really good.
No, Civil War is okay.
Bye. That's my role here. Is cat shepherd.
Anti-Monitor.
Anti-monitor. That's it. That's the